Top 10 most beautiful cities in Europe. There are 4,416 cities in the world, ranging from Shanghai's bristling, ultra-modern buildings to Rome's fading magnificence. There's Venice, a floating metropolis lined with dreamy canals and gorgeous plazas, as well as tiny Adamstown, a Pitcairn Islands community with a population of just 48. Each city has a unique personality, charm, photogenic moments, and grounds to be visited, just like the people who live there. And like all countries consisting of magnificent and historically important cities, we have made a list of the 10 most beautiful cities of Europe in this video. It's difficult to narrow down Europe's most captivating cities when there are more than 800 to choose from. The top 10 European cities we have chosen all shine for their attractive architecture, history-stitched alleyways, and outrageously photogenic locations, even though beauty may very well be in the eyes of the beholder. Here are our picks for the places to visit in the future, from the traditional favorites to a few more off-the-beaten-path gems. Let's get into it. Number 1. Dubrovnik in Croatia. One of Europe's finest walled cities, Dubrovnik has a movie set quality to it, with its gleaming limestone streets and eclectic mix of medieval, Renaissance, and massive Baroque buildings. This is the ideal city break with a touch of sea, because views of the sandy beaches and ships bobbing in the harbor can be seen from the walls of the terracotta-hued old town, which is protected by UNESCO. It is simple enough to see the main attractions in just a weekend, so stay a couple extra days to kayak to Lokrum, a charming islet and nature park, or island hop among the neighboring peaceful Alafiti Islands. Both locations are thankfully far away from the throngs of cruise ships. Number 2. Bergen in Norway. Norway is not lacking in picturesque landscapes, but Bergen, which is surrounded by snow-capped mountains, clear fords, and untamed islets, captures a tiny piece of what makes the nation so alluring. Despite being the second largest municipality in Norway, it has a toy town appeal with its crowded streets, steep, tight alleys, and white-painted wooden structures hugging the foggy hillside. Ride the funicular to the top of Flyen, one of the city's 7 mountains, for the greatest views. It serves as the starting point for treks through picturesque pine forests and around frozen lakes. Rain is inevitable, but if you ever need to seek cover, there are a ton of art galleries, museums, and a renowned fish market to visit. Number 3. Lisbon in Portugal. Lisbon has been experiencing a moment for a while now, and it's not difficult to understand why so many people are drawn to this vibrant Portuguese city, which is full with stunning old structures painted in warm yellow and blushing pink, big facades adorned with glossy azules, and exquisite rococo squares adorned with blousy bougainvillea. The fortifications of Soyorhe Castle, one of the most recognizable structures on the city's skyline, is the second oldest capital in Europe after Athens, and history is pervasive here. Taking a canary yellow tramway is by far the most enjoyable way to explore. If you only take one, make it number 28, which passes through some of Lisbon's most alluring ancient barrios. There are always beautiful views to be had here. The greatest ones are at dusk from one of the many viewpoints, when the city's signature Lisbon light catches the terracotta roofs before descending behind the 7 hills that surround it. Number 4. Tallinn in Estonia. When you fly into Tallinn, it can be difficult to overlook the high-rises engulfing the faraway horizon. However, this undiscovered Baltic gem is the complete opposite of the drab former Soviet metropolis you might anticipate. The insanely photogenic old city, where the pastel pink residences wrap around the city center, grand Gothic skyscrapers and crenellated palace turrets stud the dreamy skyline, and secret passageways open up onto medieval courtyards with extraordinary still-standing Hanseatic merchants' households, is a true gem of the tiny Estonian capital. The Disney-like castle perched atop Toompea Hill contrasts sharply with the Russian Orthodox cathedral's dark, gilded domes. If you can, go in the winter when there's a lot of snow on the ground and the city has a whole different feel. Number 5. Bath in the UK. History-rich Bath is at the top of this list among the most picturesque domestic cities. The mineral-rich thermal waters that make this sleepy, quaint town in Somerset famous during Roman times subsequently attracted wealthy Georgians who displayed their wealth by constructing the exquisite streets and curved crescents out of buttery Bath stone. The majestic 7th century abbey and the stunning Pulteney Bridge, Bath's equivalent of Florence's Ponte Vecchio or Venice's Rialto, are now the focal points of a charming bubble of quaint tea rooms, artisan markets, and independent stores. While the picturesque Cotswolds softly but magnificently unfold along the edges of the city, Royal Victoria Park is a haven of botanical gardens, wild meadows, and trickling streams if you're looking for some fresh country air. Number 6. Bruges in Belgium. The stunningly maintained ancient center of Bruges, which is best appreciated from a boat and is teeming with old-world hotels, quirky restaurants, stores selling chocolate and lace, and art museums lined with old masters, is the true star of the City of Canals. As you float by ancient facades and charming stone bridges, taking in the amazing Gothic architecture with gingerbread-like cottages sticking out over the water, time seems to stand still. It's a lovely sight to explore on foot as well, snooping around historic churches, traversing confusing cobblestone streets, and walking into the city's focal point and best location to take in the breathtaking vistas. Get on your bike and ride outside the city to Dane, a charming medieval canal-side village that makes for the ideal afternoon getaway. Number 7. Paris in France. Paris, the epitome of gorgeous European hubs, would be absent from any list. There's an explanation why the city of love and lights gets so much attention. It's an intoxicating combination of grand boulevards and hidden cobblestone alleyways, arresting architecture and eminently elegant gardens, world-class art museums, and richly decorated history. And of course, a number of the most immediately recognizable monuments in the entire world. There's too much to see and do in Paris to see it all in one trip. But one of the delights of the city is its tapestry of arrondissements, each with its own special charm, personality, and beauty, from artistic Saint-Germain to bohemian Belleville and delectably bohemian Montmartre. Wandering in Paris is part of the enjoyment, as is pausing to take it all in from a pavement cafe with wicker chairs, which is without a doubt one of the city's greatest institutions. Number 8. Granada in Spain. Granada, located in the majestic Sierra Nevada foothills, does not want to be eclipsed by its more famous Spanish neighbors. It is drenched in Andalusian charm and has been molded by centuries of Moorish dominance, which has left behind an extraordinary historical tradition and one of Europe's most alluring monuments. Of course, the magnificent Alhambra fortress, an exotic hillside maze of citadels, colonnaded patios, jasmine-scented gardens, and trickling fountains best captures its beauty. But don't forget to explore the rest of this fascinating city, which is home to the abandoned churches, galleried cloisters, and the impressive old Arab district, where remnants of ancient Roman baths, former city gates, and whitewashed structures with Moorish ornamentation recall the city's turbulent past. Number 9. Venice in Italy. No other city compares to Venice. Little has changed throughout the ages, making it a veritable maelstrom of history, architecture, culture, and art. There are many notable sights to take in, including the Grand Canal, unquestionably the world's most famous waterway, the glittering St. Mark's Basilica, the Gallery dell'Accademia with all of its dramatic visuals. The greatest way to truly understand a place, though, is to ramble from Piazza di Palazzo, pass over lovely bridges adorned with candy-striped canoe moorings, duck through alleys, peer into backstreet churches, and stumble upon secret Sacchetti bars. When the tourist crowds become too much, slip over to one of the beaches on the quieter and deserted side of the lagoon, such as Burano, a colorful kaleidoscope of small fishermen's huts and a more genuine side of the city. Venice sometimes runs the risk of getting engulfed by its own splendor. Number 10. Valletta in Malta. One of Europe's most underappreciated treasures, the little sepia-tinged, sun-drenched capital of Malta is resplendent with its twisting medieval alleyways, worn elegant facades on butterscotch houses, and original 16th century bastion walls. It is situated in the confluence of the Mediterranean. It's not entirely outdated either. Valletta has been polished and groomed to perfection after being named the 2018 European Capital of Culture, clearing the way for a crop of fresh eateries and hip boutique hotels that have been deftly crammed into elegant medieval structures centered around the glittering Grand Harbor. Valletta holds the modern touch. The best part is that it's only a short distance from the other wonders of this tiny island, making it simple to return to the golden beaches and azure lagoons for the afternoons after a full morning of touring. If you're a nature lover and you love adventures that are healing and restful, these places on the list are the absolute best for you. The scenery, the service to the delicious meals, and historical heritage, this adventure has it all. So are you willing to experience it? Let us know in the comments below. Drop a like and subscribe for more videos. Turn the notifications on to receive regular updates. See you!